Okay, so, mal gucken, ob wir heute wieder anderes Ende bekommen. Also wir sind hier und da hier ist irgendwie nur recht kurzes Zeug. Ganz schnell, ganz kurze Frage, was wollt ihr lieber? Ally oder Betray? Oh, Singer, do you remember what I said back in the other warehouse? Yeah, they told me we should betray Quark since we might not get another chance like this. Right?
Yeah. Can I, take that back?
Ally, okay. Huh?
I changed my mind a little bit after talking to Tenmyoji. I think we should choose ally.
Hey, that's more than just a little bit. That's like someone trading in a Shih Tzu for German Shepherd. What the hell happened with you two? Did he say something to you?
I can't tell you.
Oh, wow, what? Why?
I just can't. You'd laugh if I did anyway.
I won't laugh.
Really?
Promise.
Well, I still can't tell you.
Hey, come on.
I promised. I told Tenmyoji I wouldn't tell anybody.
Yeah, okay. Geheimnisse. Alright, fine. I won't ask about it again. But Tenmyoji doesn't really have anything to do with this, right? Our opponent is Quark.
No, he does matter. Quark is really important to Tenmyoji. If we betray Quark, we're betraying Tenmyoji. Come on, don't you remember? When we were going into the red, blue, and green doors, Tenmyoji said something.
I didn't say there wasn't anyone I trusted. There's one person, Clover. I just know that you'll keep him safe.
I can't betray somebody who'd say that about me.
You seem pretty ready to betray him like back on floor B.
That's because I didn't know who he was.
Who he was. Oh, so you're saying you know who Tenmyoji really is?
Well, if what he told me was true, yeah.
Hoffentlich finden wir es auch bald raus. Weil ich weiß es und
1 minute remains.
es soll endlich rauskommen.
Choose ally.
You're not going to try and vote yourself.
If I try, you'll just throw me off, right? I don't think I'm strong enough to fight you. So...
Alright. With that I turned to face the voting machine. The question was, what would I do? Ally or betray? Just as Clover had said, something Quark was like betraying Quark was like betraying Tenmyoji. That wasn't even taking into consideration that Quark was just a kid. And he was infected with a deadly disease that would almost certainly kill him if we didn't do something. How could I betray someone like that? Only a monster would take advantage of a helpless child for their own gain. On the other hand, what Clover had said in the warehouse on floor B was true. It was unlikely that I'd get a chance like this again. If I choose betray, then I'd have 9 BP. I would be able to escape this godforsaken hellhole.
10 seconds remain until and
Blah, blah, blah. So what would my choice be? What would I do? Ally or betray? I chose...
3, 2, 1.
Warum muss Sigma jedes Mal kurz vor Ende warten, bis er abstimmt?
Round 2 of the
Ich mein, ja klar, das haben sie eh schon mal... Fall hat's eh schon mal gelabert, von wegen, ja, dass Sigma immer abwartet und sich das Zeug trotzdem ändert, auch wenn die anderen vorher eigentlich schon abgewartet haben. Ich meine, abgestimmt haben. Bla bla bla. Und das, ja. Ah, trotzdem.
What did you choose, Sigma?
You didn't see me push the button?
No.
Huh. Well, you'll know in a moment. Let's go. I gave her a light pat on the shoulder and headed toward the wall where the results would be displayed.
Results, please.
Noch keiner hat 9 Punkte. Auch gut. Ja, gut.
Points have been
Ich weiß gar nicht, ob wir das
or
überhaupt schon jemals mal hatten,
accordingly.
dass irgendwer das Betray und Betray war.
Please check your bracelet to see your
Yeah. Bam, 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 bam.
So you chose Ally, huh?
Huh? Yeah. Quark is sick, a kid, and unable to vote. I couldn't bring myself to betray someone like that. Noch nicht, bald.
Thank you.
No need to thank me. I only did what anyone would have. So you guys chose Ally too, huh?
Of course. Tenmyoji had only one BP left, and he was guaranteed to vote ally, so there's no way we could betray somebody in that position.
If we had, then he'd...
Yeah, you didn't have much choice. LSK and Dio, on the other hand, seemed to have had a less pleasant round.
Hey, what the hell is your problem? You're either crazy or just an asshole.
Du hast auch Betray genommen, Alice.
Were you trying to kill me?
No, nothing like that.
Well then, what was it like? If we'd voted ally, I'd...
You would be dead. The needles in your bracelet would have activated, killing you.
See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't think there was any way in hell you guys would choose ally, not with Alice's BP at 1. The only way you could possibly vote was betray. Picking ally when I knew you guys would pick betray would have been suicide.
You can't die. You've got 6 BP.
Well, maybe not immediately, no. But I would have been signing my own death warrant. Heck, not just mine. Everyone except Kay's.
What?
Didn't you think it through? Your vote was always gonna be betray. Let's say I was a raving lunatic and picked ally. What would happen to Kay's BP?
6 plus 3 would make 9.
See? Then it'd be game over. Life over. He'd open the number 9 door and blow this popsicle stand. And that'd leave us twisting in the wind, living out the rest of our miserable lives stuck in this place. You see? That's why I chose betray. I did it to save all our necks, including yours.
Alice gritted her teeth and scowled fiercely at Dio, apparently trying to think of a rebuttal before finally snorting indignantly and stalking away. Shortly thereafter, the warehouse was filled with the rumbling sound of the doors sliding shut. Ding ding ding.
the ambidex gate. Round Starkey. There is the
As many times as we want, huh? Then that means...
We can play the AB game as many times as we want.
Das hab ich gerade eben gesagt, Clover, ja.
Right?
Das hab ich gerade eben gesagt, ja.
Hey,
Und
didn't
der
Zero
Computer.
Jr. say something about this?
As soon as the gates appear in so
Yeah, he did. Can you guys all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all our colors and groups are this time. With the moments, a series of wrists were extended for me to examine. Okay, ist rot solo. I see. Luna and Clover are the cyan pair and Fine Alice are magenta pair. The remaining three are all solos. K is red, Dio is green, and I'm blue. I'm blue. So how are the groups supposed to work for the next round? I think the next doors are going to be those white ones down in the 4B warehouse.
Yeah, I heard about those. Alice told me about them while we were here waiting for you and Clover. I think I've got them figured out.
Yeah, so laid out for us. Other groups... Oh, nein, bitte nicht. Finally began to explain. Oh, no.
Oh, is there...
Yeah, no, if they...
Sooner.
Gut. Hat es erklärt.
So, what should we do now? It looks like we have a lot of time until the primary doors open.
Yeah, about 80 minutes.
I'm worried about Quark's condition. Those pods can't cure Radical 6. He still needs help.
Well, we don't have anything to lose, so we might as well look for that medicine. Accelavir, right?
Yeah. What about the rest of you?
As will I.
Me too.
Ja, und Dio wird sich verpissen.
Fine. I guess I can help.
Okay.
What about you, Sigma?
Of course I'll help. What kind of a jerk wouldn't?
Okay. We should split
Dio?
up and search.
After some discussion, D and K were assigned to the pantry, Luna and Alice to the treatment center, and Cloverfire and myself to the pressure exchange chamber. Luna und Alice sind zusammen. Oh weh. Wehe, wir finden die wieder tot. Beide in den Crew Quarters.
Shall we regroup in the Floor B warehouse 10 minutes before the doors open?
Okay. We all nodded. Kay turned to Alice and Luna.
You are going to the treatment center, correct?
Yes.
Then please remember to tell Tenmyoji where we intend to meet and when.
Okay.
You must also remember to bring Quark with you. I am concerned about removing him from the pod, but it can't be helped. Without Quark's bracelet, Sigma and Tenmyoji will be unable to open the secondary door.
Ich guck mal kurz was. Okay, hat sich noch nichts geändert. Weil beim letzten Mal hat man ja hier links, da war ja, ich glaube bis da hierhin oder so. Und dann auf einmal war der komplette restliche Zeug. Yep.
Right. Good. Looks like we got all that straightened out. Let's go.
Okay. With a final nod to one another, we split up, each team heading in a different direction. Und wo gehe ich hin? Ach, ich bin mit in den Pressure Exchange Dingen da. Mit wem bin ich? So, this is a Pressure Exchange Chamber.
No, this is the prep
fine.
room. There are 2 levels. The actual pressure exchange chamber is downstairs.
How do you know that?
Ja, Chloe ist auch da. Nice.
Alice told me. She was one of the people who investigated this room.
Did you talk to her when you were waiting for us back in the warehouse?
Yeah.
Well, let's head downstairs then.
Good idea.
Was wollen wir hier eigentlich? Als ob's hier die Medizin gibt. Im komplett anderen Raum. Der nichts mit Medizin und so weiter zu tun hat. So, this is the real thing.
Seems like it.
Why do they have something like this here?
Well, this is just what Alice told me, but
But apparently the pressure inside the facility was a lot higher than the pressure outside. That was part of a system designed to keep the virus from getting in. It did mean, however, that we'd need to go through a decompression process in order to get outside.
remember all those suits along the wall of the prep room?
Remember?
Those keep you from getting infected. We won't even be able to enter the pressure exchange chamber if we don't have them on.
I see. Whoa. Then that newspaper article was right?
Unfortunately, that seems pretty likely.
So they are out there teeming with radical sex.
Yeah.
Something's been bothering me.
What is it?
Aren't you saying that if we put on those suits, we can go into the pressure exchange chamber and go outside, right?
Oh. No, we can't do that. The door beyond the pressure exchange chamber is locked up tight.
Damn it! Just one door between us and freedom.
Well, if you look at it that way, it's the same as the number 9 door.
Okay, yeah, but...
Whatever.
Whatever.
We need to be focusing on finding that Accelavir. Quark needs it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'll go look around upstairs. You two take this floor, alright?
Sind wir mit Clover ganz alleine. Clover-Gespräche. Yeah. Got it.
Okay.
Jetzt erfahren wir bestimmt irgendwas Interessantes. We looked everywhere we could think of, but turned up nothing. Eventually I couldn't keep my mouth shut any longer. Hey! What do you think the deal is with this stuff about the world being infested with some crazy virus? A pandemic seems like it would make the news, but I don't remember hearing anything. Wait a minute, you mentioned it, didn't you? Back when Dio was asking questions? We were in the infirmary. It was right after Quark lost it. Druck hier erhöht ist, um nicht Radical 6 zu halten. Quark hat's trotzdem. Das ist richtig, ja. Also können wir würde ich entweder sagen, entweder bringt das mit dem Druckzeug nix gegen den Virus, oder Quark war schon infiziert, bevor er hier reinkam. Oder Quark wurde hier drin infiziert, bloß halt nicht nicht indem der Virus in der Luft war, sondern was weiß ich, vielleicht hat irgendwer Quark irgendwas gespritzt oder so. Das kann natürlich auch sein. Und naja, Alice hat ja Radical 6 auch gehabt, dann in manchen Timelines. Daher, wer weiß.
Have any of you guys heard anything about any sort of viral pandemic?
Well, no,
but, and then Alice said,
I have heard rumors about a virus being used as a bioweapon.
so what's the rumor she was talking about? I got the feeling you and Alice were talking about the same thing. Clover, what do you know? What are you and Alice anyway? I heard you guys belong to some sort of organization, but what is it? Clover was quiet for a long time. She bit her thumbnail and looked down at the floor. Then finally she lifted her head and met my eyes.
fine. I think I can trust you.
Oh, jetzt erfahren wir Sachen.
Just don't tell Alice, okay?
Alright.
Promise?
Promise. Clover nodded and began to talk. I listened with rapt attention, at a complete loss for words. Here is what she said. Alice and I are agents of the SIOS, which is under the jurisdiction of the Department of Defense. SIOS stands for Special Office of Internal Security, and we are an elite intelligence division that investigates potentially disruptive or dangerous elements, such as domestic or foreign terrorists, radical political splinter groups, and religious organizations with extreme agendas that could pose a threat to the state or citizenry. Our existence hasn't been made public, so there are only a few people who even know we exist. You're probably wondering how I even got involved in something like that, huh? Well, it started when I met Alice. I told you that I've played the Noner game twice before, right? Wird wohl nichts erzählen, wenn wir betray. Wahrscheinlich, ja. Well, this was after the second time, so about a year ago. We just escaped and we were all stuffed into this SUV barreling across the desert. I was driving, and that's when I saw her. Alice. She was standing next to the road with her thumb out. She was already working for the SIOS, and she'd been on her way to the building we'd been trapped in as part of her investigation. Aber warum hat die dann sowas an? Also wirklich unauffällig ist das Outfit nicht, Frau. But on the way there, her car had broken down. We offered to give her a ride, of course. After she got in, we started talking, and it turned out that Alice had gotten a tip that the terrorists she was after were in the building we'd been trapped in. So, Clover hat hiermit bestätigt, Alice ist wahrscheinlich, oder ja, bestätigt jetzt nicht, aber Alice ist wahrscheinlich nicht All Eyes, also halt nicht die Mumie, sondern die sieht halt einfach nur so aus. We couldn't see how us playing the nonary game had anything to do with the terrorists, but Alice had a suggestion. Maybe the two people who trapped you in there are the terrorists. That didn't seem very likely to us, but we were chasing after them anyway, so we decided to bring Alice with us. Unfortunately, we didn't find them. As far as we know, they are still out there now, on the run. Wer sich nicht mehr ganz erinnern kann, am Ende von dem 99 hat sich herausgestellt, dass Aoi, also Santa und Akane, heißt June, dass die hinter dem zweiten Nonary Game stecken. Damit Junpei zur Akane aus der Vergangenheit Lösungen für ein Rätsel geben kann, damit die überlebt und nicht stirbt im ersten Nonary Game. Anyway, we checked back to the SIOS headquarters and put into custody. I guess they thought there had to be some kind of connection between us being kidnapped and the terrorist group they were investigating. So they must not have found anything, because after a few days of questioning they let us go. We all went home and returned to our lives. But things didn't go back to the way they'd been. My mom got real worried about me and my brother, since we'd gotten kidnapped twice now, so she hired bodyguards for us. Okay. Oh, I haven't told you about my brother, have I? He's super awesome for one. And he was in both of the last two Nonary games too. So anyway, we'd been grabbed twice, but the people behind the two Nonary games were totally different. That didn't matter to my mom though, so after that these huge men in black suits followed me and my brother everywhere. It was awful. We were always being watched. People would look at us funny because we were being followed around by a bunch of creepy looking guys. I couldn't stand it. Just when I thought I'd finally be free, all that was waiting for me was another kind of prison. The only time I was really happy was when I was hanging out with my brother. So we were talking it over one day and we decided to leave. Like, run away. So we did it. After that we lived on our own. I worked in a cafe and he composed music. He plays the harp and he started writing this kind of new agey music. It got kind of popular, so we didn't have to worry too much about surviving. Sometimes he'd play at little venues like coffee houses and stuff, and his fans would show up and listen to him play and cry. Or some of them would meet on their own and recite stuff from the book he'd written and play his songs. I know that sounds kind of like weird and culty, but they just do that stuff on their own, okay? My brother doesn't have anything to do with it. Anyway, we did that for a while, and then one day Alice showed up. I need your help, she told us. We need people who can do what you can do. So we went to the location she gave us, and it turned out to be the headquarters of the SIOS, where they'd taken... Ich habe das die ganze Zeit falsch ausgesprochen, ne? SOIS, nicht SIOS, SOIS. Blah! Where they'd taken us after the second Nonary game. They put us in a room with about a dozen or so other people who were all about the same age as us. A bunch of them looked familiar too. It only took a moment to realize how we knew each other. They were the kids from the first Nonary game. We were all excited to see each other again, and we were hugging and shaking hands and stuff. Then Alice walked in. The whole room went quiet. She walked up to the podium and looked around the room, making eye contact with each one of us. Right now, a terrorist organization is preparing for a major attack. They plan to trigger a viral pandemic. If they succeed, they will strike a massive blow against all of humanity, not just any one country. It's possible that we as a species will die out completely. We are doing our best to prevent this, but we need your help. You're what we call espers. You have the ability to access the morphogenetic field. We need that. I'm guessing you don't know what any of that is, but basically we can do this thing that's kind of like telepathy. I mean, it isn't really telepathy, but that's probably the closest thing, okay? Espers can resonate their consciousness with another person through this thing called the morphogenetic field. The purpose of the first story game was to research that ability, so they kidnapped kids who had the potential to do it and threw them into the game. Alice had gathered up all the kids from that experiment. Well, I mean, it had been 9 years since it happened, so we weren't really kids anymore. Anyway, everybody she brought in was an Esper. That included me and my brother, of course. I bet you think I'm just making all this up, huh? I don't blame you. It is pretty crazy. I mean, I was even starting to forget I could do that stuff. So when I heard Alice's story, I was like, screw that! I was trying to move on with my life, and now some shady government creeps wanted me to use some weird ability I had for them. No way! I wasn't even sure I could do it anymore. Some of the others felt differently though, and they told Alice they'd do it. It was a job after all, and most people wouldn't turn down a salary like that. Oh, right, I forgot to tell you, she told us how much they'd pay us if we helped. It was a lot, more worth than you can imagine. But I was still totally against doing it. My brother told me that he'd go along with whatever I decided, so I decided we were leaving. A couple days passed and then Alice showed up at our apartment. She didn't waste time. The people behind the first story game might have been part of the terrorist organization Alice and the SOIS were after. Wasn't that she asked something that I might want to know more about? That got me curious, my brother too. But the clincher was what Seven said to us. He was one of the guys that got abducted with us for the second nominal game. She called him on her phone. Right then and there and handed it to us. You guys are the only people who can do this. We don't know where Junpei is. He's gone off to travel the world looking for Akane. I haven't been able to get a hold of him. Please, just do me a favor and help Alice out. Junpei is like Seven, another participant from the second nominal game. Yeah. Akane, one of the people behind the second nominal game. Seven was a Japanese policeman, which was probably how Alice got in touch with him. Anyway, that did it. My brother and I agreed to join the SOIS. For the next couple months, all we did was train. Half of the time it was general knowledge and technical skills an SOIS agent needed, and the other half was learning to strengthen our Esper abilities. They'd actually known about Espers for quite a while and had a lot of techniques that helped us get better and stronger. After several months of hard work, we were finally ready for our first field missions. Mine was an infiltration. My brother stayed at the base so I could relay information back through him. I was supposed to sneak into a research facility, posing as one of their workers, and then use my morphogenetic field to transmit what I found back to my brother. But everything went wrong. It was a trap. A trap! The whole research facility was fake and I got captured. Alice had to come and rescue me. I'd been sending information about the inside of the facility to my brother, and Alice used that information to come and find me. As soon as she got there, she picked me up and carried me out. I was relieved and happy to be alive and free, but I also felt ashamed and miserable. While she was carrying me back out, I started to cry. She was just so cool, and I wasn't. I want to be just like her. So from that day onwards, I did everything I could to be more like Alice. Our infiltration ended in failure, but we did manage to get something useful. In fact, we were able to figure out where their headquarters was. The directors decided that December 25th, 2028 would be the day we would strike. Der Tag, an dem Sigma entführt wurde. Was wie deswegen so wenig Kleidung? Was? This time I promised myself we wouldn't screw it up. I was finally going to get some answers, but something that had been with me for most of my life. But then on December 22nd, 3 days before the raid. Bei Clover so wie Alice sein, ach so. Also, Alice and I were attacked by people in gas masks while we were going over our plans. And when you woke up, you were in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Okay, jetzt kennen wir die Hintergrundgeschichte von Clover. Und ein bisschen Alice. All of the talking seemed to have tired Clover out. She sighed and her long hair swayed as she moved. Oh, I've got a few questions. Well, first off, your powers, I guess. I'm guessing you can't use them right now.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why. I've been sending my brother messages ever since I woke up, but...
No response?
Yeah, if there was another Esper here, they could make me stronger. But that's just wishful thinking. Wait.
What?
Well, if there's someone else who's stronger than me, then they kind of absorb my powers. Maybe... No, never mind. That's probably not it.
Right, whatever. I have some other questions, so... Moving on. I think I understand what Alice was talking about now. They were trying to spread that virus, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so who are they?
Well, I can't tell you that.
What? Why not? You told me all that other stuff, but this is too much?
Well, Alice would be mad at me.
I already told you I wouldn't tell her.
But...
Fine. Let me rephrase. When are they going to do it?
Well, if we knew that, we wouldn't have gone to all that trouble.
So you don't know?
No. All we know is soon.
But that could mean just about anything.
Yeah. It could be next week or next month or even next year. Or it could have happened already.
Wait. You mean they might have already released the virus?
Wouldn't that make the most sense?
Yeah.
Like, how about this room? Or that newspaper article? And the 3 people who were put in cold sleep.
Are you saying you, me and Alice were frozen and the pandemic happened while we were on ice? Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Nobody else has heard of Radical 6 either.
Maybe they're lying.
Really? All 6 of them?
Well, if Kay really does have memory loss, then it's only 5. Quark is out too.
So you're saying Tenmyoji, Dio, Phi, and Luna are all lying? I guess they are a little suspicious.
Right?
And what's the motive?
For lying? How would I know?
Then what's the motive for a terrorist organization to start a pandemic?
I heard it was something about purifying the unclean?
Aber davon nicht schon mal was gehört, während der gesprochen hat. Dio. Purifying the unclean?
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Unclean. Unclean.
Huh?
Unclean. Unclean.
What? What are you doing?
Shut up. Just hold on a minute. I'm this close to remembering. Unclean. Clean. Een. Een. Een!
Ian? What? She leapt up, suddenly excited.
Neo-Stigmine!
What? Neo what?
Did you forget it already? I'm talking about this stuff.
As she spoke, she pulled something out of her pocket. Ja, die komische Kanone da, ja. It was the ejection gun, complete with vial of medication. Alright, I remember that. It was in the safe in the treatment center, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't have any idea what it was, though, so I gave it to you.
Exactly.
Saying you've heard about the neostigmine stuff before?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just remembered.
Yeah, you remember?
My brother told me about that. Neostigmine is a type of cholinesterase inhibitor.
Yeah!
That means it's a sort of antidote for tubocurarine.
Yeah! Ah, sorry, but I still don't get it.
How easy do I have to make it? Ugh. Okay, fine. I'll start at the top, alright? The stuff I've got in here is neostigmine, which counteracts the muscle relaxant tubocurarine. Following me?
Tubocurarine is the poison in our bracelets, right?
Right. It's the second thing we get injected with if we're penalized.
First,
Yeah. So you're saying this neostigmine helps, keeps it from working?
Yes! Oh my god, how many times are you going to make me say it?
So we could just inject ourselves with this if we get penalized?
Yeah! We don't have to die. We're gonna be okay.
Yeah!
We can only pull the trigger once, though.
Oh, that means we can only use it on one person?
Yeah.
Well, it's still good news. This means one of us can break the rules once. Like, let's see.
The best way to use it would be for sneaking through the number 9 door. If somebody gets 9 points, they can open it, right? With this stuff, somebody who doesn't have 9 points could still leave with them. Anyway, I'm gonna go tell Alice.
What? Hey, Clover, wait! Clover! It was too late. Clover was already on the lift and gone. Damn. I was, I think, understandably upset. With no stairs, my only choice was to wait for the lift to come back down. Ernsthaft, Clover. As soon as it was back, I jumped on and headed upstairs. Fi? Where did Clover go? Fi, can you hear me? Didn't say anything, just stared at me with a mouth half open. Her eyes seemed slightly dazed, and her body was unnaturally stiff. Fi? I grabbed her shoulder and shook her gently. Slowly, she raised her arm, fingers drooping limply from it. She gestured towards the exit that led away from the warehouse. That way? She went out that door? Fi's only answer was a slow, shallow nod. Right, got it. Thanks. Und der will sich jetzt nicht um Fi kümmern oder so? Okay. I headed for the exit, then paused. You look pretty tired. Get some rest, alright? Still no response. There was something odd about her, but catching Clover seemed like more of a priority. Warum denn? Was will denn der mit Clover? I turned back around and jogged out the door, toward the treatment center. Die will jetzt ganz alleine lassen. Na, hoffentlich stirbt die nicht. Ding, ding, ding. Huh? This is weird. Where is everybody? I assumed Alice would be in the treatment center, so Clover would have gone there to fight her, but the room was empty. Luna and Tenmyuchi were gone too. They left Quark, and the readout on his pod said his vital signs were still normal. As far as I could tell, he was still asleep. Fine, guess it's time to go look somewhere else. Eventuell wieder zurück zu Fi gehen und gucken, wie es leer geht. Made my way out of the treatment center. Pantry ist auch niemand. Alle verschwunden. Wenigstens sehen wir jetzt nicht ständig die Animation, wie er gelaufen ist. Das wäre nur um 6 Punkte zu sehen dann. Nächste Animation, 6 Punkte. Nächste Animation. Das wäre heftig. Da sind die, wo sind denn die alle? What the hell? What is going on here? I can't find anybody. Every single room is empty. Wait, there's still one place I haven't checked. The infirmary. Ah, jetzt. Gut, wegen der kurzen Strecke mussten sie jetzt die Animation zeigen. Da hätten sie auch einfach hinspringen können. Okay, da sind jetzt bestimmt welche. Was ist denn jetzt los? I ran into the room and stopped short. I might as well have run into a brick wall. My chest tightened so much I could barely breathe. Ist er zu schnell gerannt oder wie? No. What happened? Oder auch nicht? Felt my whole body convulse. Whether from terror or nausea, I couldn't tell. My legs went limp and I crumbled to the floor. Something sticky pressed against the palm of my hand. Oh. When I looked down to see blood. A vast warm pool of fresh blood stretching out across the room, lapping at my legs and hands. Why? This can't be real. But what? How could... What? Yeah. What? Was? Warum? In the middle of the lake of blood, like an island of flesh, were bodies. Ernsthaft. They were a bloody tangle of lifeless limbs and dead eyes, with too much blood and chaos for me to tell who was who. Ja komm, so schwer ist das jetzt nicht. Had they sliced themselves open or stabbed one another? I couldn't tell. All the blood, too much blood. Whatever they'd done, it was clear what tool they'd used to do it. Fei war schneller als ich, ja. A scalpel lay in the blood next to them, its handle and blade streaked with gore. This was how they had died, this tiny blade. Oh god. This is it. It's all over. This is how it ends. That's right. I have to end it. This nightmare will finally be over. Time to wake up. My fingers grabbed across the floor as I picked up the scalpel. I lifted it slowly, carefully to my neck, as if someone were guiding my hands with theirs, and drew it across my throat. Toll gemacht, Sigma. Okay. Oh, das war ein richtiges Ende. Ah! Ja, man kann Zeug überspringen. Clover End, nice. Man kann das Zeug überspringen, wenn man es einmal gesehen hat. Das ist sehr, sehr schön. Yay! So, haben wir irgendwie was freigesch... Wir können da weitermachen. So wie es aussieht. So, was wäre ich lieber? Erstmal das da hier mit Betray machen oder da hier weitermachen? Lock Number 1 ist offen. How can find K be saved? Erstmal Betray, okay.
What did you choose, Sigma?
You didn't see me push the button?
No.
Huh. Well, you know in a moment. What you want to do after that is up to you. You can come with me if you want, or you can stay here. Your choice.
That's as good as saying you chose Betray.
Ha. Oh, böser Sigma. I grinned and headed toward the display.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game. Will please.
Kann ich sagen, es gibt ein True Ending. Es gibt ein True Ending.
Points have been assigned. Please.
Yeah.
What did you do, Clover?
Das ist Level 48, Glückwunsch.
Sorry, it wasn't me.
Sigma, huh?
Yeah.
Care to explain this, then?
What's there to explain? It's exactly what it looks like. I'm getting out of here.
What?
Are you going with him, Clover? I...
When they all turned to look at Clover, I made my move. My feet pounded across the metal floor of the warehouse as I ran for the number 9 door.
Hey, wait!
He'd have to do better than shout if he wanted to stop me. It was closer. I was almost there. I took one last running leap and slammed into the wall with the unlocking device right in front of me. With a yell of triumph, I threw the lever down. Gut, in der Zeit hätten sie ihn auf jeden Fall schon erreicht. Wären sie losgerannt. The door began to open. A heavy metallic grinding noise filled the room.
Shit! That son of a bitch actually did it?
His voice sounded almost surprised. I turned to face him. Sorry, but it looks like this is goodbye.
Sigma.
Don't worry. I'll go to the police. I'll go to the police as soon as I get out and come back with help. I'm not going to just leave you all here to die.
Don't give me that shit. I know a liar when I see one.
Really? Maybe you should get your eyes checked.
Are you guys just gonna let him run off like this?
No way. I can't allow that. He took advantage of a sick kid. He's just a coward.
Agreed.
I also agree.
That's it then.
But-
Let's get him.
But
Ready?
Yeah.
He's toast.
Just leave it to us.
I am Brad. But hey, now, don't do anything you'll regret. This door only opens once, you know. If you stop me, then...
Give it up. Charge!
Oh. Shit! I spun back around to face the door. There it was, right in front of me. Freedom! I leapt for it. Or at least I tried. Gut gemacht, Sigma. It happened in the blink of an eye. Suddenly my cheek was being pressed against the cold steel floor of the warehouse.
The number it will read.
Shit! Let me go! Get off me! Get off me! I could feel something huge, heavy, and metal pressed against my back. Ooh. Kay had to be holding me down. I flailed and kicked, but it didn't do any good. What are you doing? You're just killing yourselves. It only opens once if I don't...
I know. Go, Clover.
Huh?
What?
You're the only one of us with 9 BP.
Ah!
Nobody else can get out.
Ach, Clover darf rausgehen, aber ich nicht.
But this is an order from your commanding officer.
Ernsthaft?
You are to escape from this facility. Once you've accomplished that, call for help.
That's...
Stop complaining and go. If that door closes, it's all over. None of us will get out of here alive. Leave!
Ernsthaft? The door had already begun to close. The space was narrowing quickly, but was still wide enough for a single person to make it through.
Fine. You didn't leave me much choice.
I couldn't see what had happened, but I heard enough to guess. Alice had shoved Clover through the door. Looking up, I could see Clover's feet just beyond the doorway.
Alice! Go! Call for help! I'm counting on you!
Alice! No! I can't!
Was soll denn der Scheiß? Warum darf Clover abhauen und ich nicht? Was?
The number 9 door. This end. Thank you. As the gate escapes.
Was soll denn das?
Enjoy.
Bullshit. So ein Scheiß. So ein Scheiß. Weil Sigma böse ist. Hätte mich trotzdem rausgehen lassen können, die Säcke.
Is an anesthetic called Soparil Beta. The other is a muscle relaxant called tubocurarine. Your bracelet also has a bunch of needles on the inside. If you break the rules, those needles hop out and inject you.
Alle Roboter.
My brother told me about that. Neostigmine is a type of cholinesterase inhibitor.
Sigma erinnert sich endlich mal an irgendwas. Das ist schön.
That means it's sort of an antidote for tubocurine.
Stand diese Timeline, wenn ich das wüsste. Sehen wir gleich.
I knew it.
Give it back. I found it, so it's mine.
Of course. The antidote.
The antidote?
I didn't have time to explain. I took off running toward the exit. Schon öfters erinnert. Wow.
Sigma!
Coole Animation. Ja, aber... Ja, aber nur so an Kleinigkeiten und so weiter. Nee, an irgendwas Wichtiges oder so.
Where are you going?
Stay here. I'll be right back. I bolted off the warehouse toward the treatment room. Ding ding. Treatment Center. Ach, Dio ist tot anscheinend. Ach stimmt, und dem sein Ding war kaputt. Irgendwie so. I think Dio put it in his pocket. Come on, come on, come on. Please still have it. Sweat was pouring down my face, but I didn't bother to wipe it off. There wasn't time. I dug frantically through Dio's coat until... Aha! Found it! Oh. There's only one dose. The injection gun uses the whole bottle at once. Shit, I can't save both of them. Haben wir gleich
1 minute remains until chromatic doors close.
1 minute? Shit! Spun around and shot out of the treatment center.
Three, 2, 1.
Woran wir das letzte Mal hängen blieben? Wenn ich das wüsste.
Chromatic doors closing.
But ja, fuck, ne? No, you gotta be kidding me. Wenn ich das wüsste. Ich glaube. Phi und Kay hätten, glaube ich, das Ding von Dio gebraucht, um durch die Chromatic Door zu kommen. Und Sigma hat überlegt, wie wir die retten können. Weil wenn die ja nicht durch die Chromatic Doors gehen, dann kriegen die ja dieses Gift gespritzt und so. Und da wir jetzt von Clover erfahren haben, dass das in diesem komischen Ding Gegengift drin ist, hat er das von Dio geholt, der das in der Timeline hatte. Und ja.
Oh dear.
Sigma.
There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic Soporil. Well, I blinked and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, and I gave out entirely as I crumbled to the floor. No, I couldn't fall asleep. I had to give one of them the antidote before my bracelet injected me with tubercularity. With every ounce of strength I could muster, I forced my eyes back open. Ja, aber wem? Als ob er das irgendwie Kay irgendwie spritzen könnte. Kay and Phi lay limp on the floor in front of me. In my right hand I could feel the injector gun with its precious cargo. I could only pull the trigger once. Who was I going to choose? Phi? Okay. Ja, ich würd gerne mal sehen, wo der versucht, Kay das Zeug zu spritzen. No, what was I thinking? There was only one answer. Phi! I didn't even have a choice. After all, Kay's entire body was covered in impenetrable metal. Richtig. Aber da ist ein Loch. I'm sorry, Kay. I summoned up as much energy as I could and dragged myself toward Phi. Ja, sich selbst retten wäre natürlich auch nicht schlecht, ne? Aber hat Sigma anscheinend nicht so wirklich Lust drauf. After what felt like an eternity, I was finally within arm's reach. With no time to waste, I pressed the gun to her arm and pulled the trigger.
Sigma, what the hell did you...
I injected you with neostigmine. It's a type of cholesterol inhibitor, blah. It's the antidote to the muscle relaxants.
Why did you pick me?
Because I can't use the injection gun on Kay. It'll never get through the metal.
Then why didn't you inject yourself?
Huh. Guess you've got a point. Honestly, didn't even cross my mind.
You're the biggest idiot on the planet.
Hey, come on. Is that any kind of thing to say to somebody who is about to die? How about something more tender?
No. Screw this. I don't want to live if it means being in debt to you. No goddamn way. I'm not gonna...
Her words slurred and slowed, and her eyes fluttered closed. She wasn't dead, of course. I could hear the faint sound of her breathing and see her chest rise and fall. Good, Fi's gonna be alright. But Kay... I looked over in his direction. That was when I noticed it. Open? There's a hole here on the back of your head. Yeah, it looks like you insert something. It says open, so maybe if you put some kind of key in there...
You could open up the suit and take the mask off.
Wait, then he... But when could he have... It's empty.
Yes.
Was there something in there before?
No, it was empty when I found it.
But what if it lied? Could Kay have taken the key? How it gotten it didn't really matter anymore. What did matter was that Kay had been able to remove his armor. And had... What? And he had... Holy shit. Then that would mean Dio's killer is... I coaxed as much strength as I could from my increasingly lethargic body and crawled toward Kay. Kay, wake up! Come on, talk to me! I grabbed his shoulder and shook him until he finally shifted and spoke.
Sigma.
I just need to know one thing. Did you kill Dio? You weren't sleeping, were you? After I left, you took off your armor. You didn't want to go the same way I had, so you took the other door. After you went the long way around through the warehouse and the crew quarters, you headed for the elevator. Ah, schön, jetzt zeigen sie den Weg, wie Kay gelaufen ist. Auch gut. I bumped into Fi, and when we went back to the lounge to check on you, we saw you. Oh, we saw your armor, I guess. By then you would have been out of it. While we were in the lounge, you went to the treatment room and killed Dio. You must have turned off the oxygen to his pod, although you probably didn't stick around to make sure he died. I'm betting you were in a hurry to get back before Fi and I noticed something was up. Ich hab keine Ahnung. Once you got back to floor A, you needed us out of the lounge, so you made a noise in the hall to lure us out. Then you ran around and took the long way back to the lounge, so you could enter through the rear door. Ich nehme es fast an, ja. Das ist zumindest einer der Gründe. Once you were there, you put your suit on again and waited for us. As soon as we found Dio's body, we did exactly what you'd expected. Okay, wake up! Something's happened! The pretended to wake up, very disoriented and confused. What is it? Come on, Kay. I'm almost out of time. Did you kill Dio?
Yes. Your reasoning is correct. I killed him.
Why?
Because I couldn't forgive him. He took the life of of someone very important to me. I couldn't...
Who did he kill?
The old woman.
Kay kennt die alte Frau. What?
She was like mother to me.
What?
She showed me how to see meaning in my life.
Wait, are you saying...
I am. She was the woman who came here when I was 18.
Oh, hold on. What do you mean here?
Sigma. Unfortunately, we are out of time. There's something I have to tell you. I made a promise that you would hear it. Do you understand? This is very important. You must pay attention.
Dann sag's halt endlich.
Cannot forget.
Ja, dann sag's halt endlich. Meine Fresse. Forget? It wasn't making sense. I was about to die. How on earth would I be remembering anything for more than a few seconds?
If you see a lion with 2 heads devouring the sun, remember these letters.
Irgendwo haben wir schon mal einen zweiköpfigen Löwen gesehen. Irgendwo haben wir in dem Spiel schon mal einen zweiköpfigen Löwen gesehen.
Milkevoli.
Milkevoli. Milkevoli. Milkevoli? Was? Okay. Milkevoli.
This will open the second gate.
Oh, what the hell? Hey, Kay! Who told you to tell me this? No! Who are you? Show me! Show me who you really are! I grabbed a hold of Kay's mask and tore it off. What? No, that's impossible. That face. It's my face. Felt a sharp pain in my left wrist, and my body collapsed unceremoniously. The second drug, tuberculin. My vision began to blur, and my head felt unnaturally heavy. Da da da! The world faded away, and my consciousness slipped down into the cold, dark waters of nothingness. K-End? Hey! Eieiei. Ja, jetzt langsam wird's langsam mit den Enden. K-End. Da, 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 wir sind K. Oder K ist Sigma. Oder, keine Ahnung. Moment, okay, also wir können da hier weitermachen, aber da hier fehlt noch was. Oder? Ich glaub's, ja. Oder war das schon immer nur da hier? Weil Log Nummer 8 müsste ja eigentlich so ein Ding gewesen sein. Könnten wir eigentlich da hier. Also es macht keinen Sinn, wenn wir da hier nicht weiterkommen. Ansonsten. Moment, war das da hier eventuell? Mystery of the Two-Headed Lion. Ah, das war sogar da. Ah, da. Ah, ja. Stimmt.
There's no one here.
Ja, aber... Ja gut, es fehlt uns halt die ID noch, ne? Ja, die ID fehlt uns. Also entweder fehlt uns das Passwort oder die ID. Eins von den beiden Dingern haben wir ja schon. Gut, ja, nice. Zwei neue Enden. Hm. Da werden wir dann beim nächsten Mal da hier weitermachen und erst Ally nehmen und dann da hier weiter. Doch noch mehr Timelines. Ja. Ja. Ja, aber wir füllen langsam die Lücken auf. Also eine große Timeline ist da hier jetzt noch. Und den Rest haben wir ja. Da hier halt noch, da ein bisschen was. Da ein bisschen was. Zumindest von dem, was jetzt gerade noch angezeigt wird. Kann ja sein, dass das sich noch ein bisschen weiter erweitert. Nee, ich glaube, die waren schon da und die können wir gar nicht anschauen. Weil wir werden direkt zum Computer hingeleitet im Spiel. Können uns gar nicht umschauen. Und ich denke mal, wenn die Buchstaben irgendwie was damit zu tun haben, hätten die Entwickler uns zumindest mal uns haben umschauen lassen oder so. Oder wären nicht automatisch weitergegangen oder sowas. Naja, mal schauen. Aber ja, also, dann beim nächsten Mal gehen wir halt die Route hier weiter. Und gucken mal. Und vielleicht können wir dann entweder da hier weitermachen oder ja, da hier oder vielleicht da. Not enough antiviral medication. Und so weiter. Ja, mal schauen. Oh nö.